Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to today's second video. Now I'm going to be talking about Power of the Doctor, briefly talking about the Next Time trailer and the future of Doctor Who. However, I do have a video on the Next Time trailer coming out later, so make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned for that. If you want to see our first initial reaction review as soon as the episode ended, go head over there. This is a quick solo video where I am going to be reviewing today's episode, Doctor Who, The Power of the Doctor. So this is the centenary special, celebrating 100 years of the BBC, and, well, they more than delivered. This episode is genuinely insane. Like, non-stop from start to finish, insane. It went so quickly, despite being one of the longest running Doctor Who, longest timed episodes of Doctor Who ever. It just blasted through. And if anything, I was left at the end going, there needs to be more to the story. I need more. Like, not in a bad way, but just in a, like, it was so good. Now, there are obviously a few minor flaws, a few problems here and there, which I'll be talking about in a bit, but we'll start off positive because overall, that episode was insane. Like, I think that is my favourite reaction I've ever had to a live episode ever. More than the 50th anniversary, more than whatever. The fact that they managed to keep some of this stuff secret is insane, and the fact that I'm flapping my hands around, I'm going to stop. This is a spoiler review, so if you don't want spoilers, do leave the video. But first up, Tegan and Ace. Were the characters handled well? In my opinion, yes. They were handled insanely well. I'd say the only... Ace was perfect throughout. Tegan, maybe a little bit of the writing was a little bit too stroppy, because I feel like she needed to be... Obviously, she did get her moment with her Doctor, which is one of my favourite moments, and it shows history. But yeah, maybe lighten Tegan up a little bit if she ever comes back in the future of Doctor Who. But yeah, that was genuinely insane. Now, Jodie Whittaker, we'll talk about her because this is her final episode. And she gave it her all. Every scene she was in this, she stole. She had the presence of the Doctor. She finally had literally the power of the Doctor. She had what it felt like to be the Doctor. And it's genuinely insane. Like, I can't get over how good that episode was. I mean, Yaz was also on her A-game, brilliant. I mean, the logic of her being able to pilot the TARDIS from a few sticky notes, bit iffy here and there, but those are only minor things that don't, like, unless you're an absolute nerd, it's fine, isn't it? I mean, it works. Sacha Darwin's Master was also brilliant. I watched this with a group of my uni mates and everyone loved him. He was brilliant throughout. The Rasputin moment where he was dancing, it was that perfect blend of cringe, pain and brilliance. It's exactly what the Master should do, just like in Series 3 of Doctor Who with Russell T Davies when he does the I can't decide whether you should live or die, and he sings along and dances to that. Genuinely brilliant performance from Sacha Darwin's Master. Kate Stewart was on her A-game as well, brilliant. I think everyone in this episode was brilliant, apart from Dan, which is a shame. I mean, it's not the fault of John Bishop, but he literally shows up for like 8 minutes, and then I love the ending with the companion support group. Seeing Bonnie Langford back, because obviously she's going to come back in the 60th, which is insane, but seeing Bonnie Langford back was brilliant. Seeing Joe Grant again, absolutely amazing. And Ian Chesterton, Chesterfield, Chestersaurus, whatever, I don't know what, but Ian, having the first Doctor Who companion in Doctor Who again, for the centenary is insane. It was so good. And yeah, all the characters were brilliant. The only problem, as I say, is Dan. He shows up for the first half, then dips. I feel like he should have been given something to do. Also, I feel like it's a shame that the Ruth Doctor, I'm glad she was in it because I love the Ruth Doctor. Jo Martin gives a fantastic performance, but she deserved more. And I feel like we've left that era of Doctor Who. We are now into the Russell T Davies 2 era, the Timeless Child stuff, which I'll talk about in a bit. That has all been pushed away, and it just leaves me thinking, like, is Jo Martin ever going to come back? Because she deserves it, and I don't want this to be the last we ever see of her, because in my opinion, she's brilliant in the role of the Doctor, and she's genuinely amazing. And when she showed up, it was like, whoop, cry, all of that stuff. It was so good, but yeah, I don't know. Also, one minor thing I had, I mean, it fits the character, but I thought her last line of like, tag, you're it, little bit cheesy. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it suits Jodie's Doctor, and I think once again Jodie delivers it brilliantly. But maybe that could I wouldn't mind if that was in the speech, but maybe give her a more poetic line to end on. I don't know, but yeah, genuinely insane. Like, the performances throughout are brilliant. Now we're going to talk about the story. And also, as ever, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about the characters, the story, etc. But my thoughts on the story. Now, it got to the 25-minute mark, and I audibly said, I was like, please, Chibnall, stop setting things up, because they're all great ideas. They are brilliant high concept sci-fi ideas, which individually are brilliant, but there was so much going on. It did start to make me think, slow down, because are you going to be able to satisfyingly pay off all of these different areas? And I think he did, as satisfyingly as possible in the time frame he got. Like, even just like, I know it's fan service, but getting to see Ace whack the Dalek with the baseball bat, Tegan talking about Adric and all of that, it was just so good. And it, like, people in the room that I watched it with, they're like, some of them are hardcore Doctor Who fans like me, some of them are casual fans, and some of them haven't seen any of the Jodie era, haven't really seen Doctor Who, and everyone unanimously in the room loved the episode, which I think really speaks to how well it's done, because when you do fan service, you do run the risk of alienating audiences, but they didn't alienate at all. They kept everyone there, they kept everyone gripped, and I do think that's incredibly impressive for the amount of fan service in this episode. Now, talking of fan service, like, that moment, having the Doctors, the classic Doctors, we had David Bradley, we had Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, genuinely insane. I mean, it's a shame we didn't get Tom Baker, and but obviously you can't have everyone, and it was just fantastic. And I'm so glad Tegan got to sort of reconcile with the 5th Doctor, and Ace got to reconcile with the 7th Doctor, and it was just so well done. And that moment about Adric, I was genuinely like, this is a story arc that's sort of being paid off 40 years later. Like, it was so good. And even the Master mentioning, like, oh, Tegan, your Aunt Vanessa, how is she? Like, that was just brilliant. Like, the fan service, you didn't need to be a hardcore Doctor Who fan to understand the episode, but being a hardcore Doctor Who fan really, like, gave you extra from the episode, which for a centenary special is fantastic. Now, plot-wise, we'll go back to where we were. Overall, all the plots were quite good. I loved the Master stuff and his plot, but I felt like maybe his plan was sort of overcome a little bit too easy. And also, I feel like Yaz did not get a definitive ending. I was also hoping for something like the Doctor's memories in the pocket watch. Are we just forgetting about all the TARDIS Child stuff? I mean, the episode was really good, and I almost respect Chibnall for just going, the TARDIS Child stuff, we're never going to know, leave it, just drop it, because I think that's what the show's going to have to do for its future. But yeah, I'm a bit unsure on that. I feel like there could have been, I don't know, it was already a really busy episode and I wouldn't want to bog it down, but yeah, there could have maybe, I feel like Flux is the problem, not this episode. Flux needed to wrap up all the TARDIS Child stuff and needed to give Jo Martin more screen time. But overall, the episode was insane. Genuinely brilliant. One of my favourite episodes. Obviously, I might be suffering from I've just watched it itis, but probably one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who ever made, which is genuinely insane. Like, I have not ever enjoyed an episode of Doctor Who that much. Even not Twice Upon a Time, The Doctor Falls, which still remains my favourite episode of all time. But the viewing experience of that, because I'm a hardcore fan, because of everything, it was just insane. And now, just, yeah, those are my thoughts on the episode. Also, the designs were brilliant and whatnot. Yeah, the old Doctors coming back, the way they integrated that was so natural and so perfect. It was so good. But the ending, David Tennant is back. I mean, God knows how many times I've said on this channel, David Tennant's coming back, David Tennant's coming back. And then we got it revealed David Tennant was coming back for the 60th. And even the other day I posted a TikTok going, I think that this is like the Master's gonna do something to the Doctor, revert to David Tennant. And yeah, also Ncuti Gatwa is gonna be next year. Like, I know it sounds stupid because whatever, but this channel and a load of other Doctor Who YouTube channels, we keep up to date with all the filming. We had no idea that Ncuti was actually on set. Like, there was a murmur of it, and we also took it with a pinch of salt, probably waffle, whatever. But Ncuti and David Tennant are on set together. Now, Bonnie Langford is also said to have been on set for the 60th, and Wilfred and the Noble family, and it's gonna be insane. And Neil Patrick Harris as the Toymaker, that was in the trailer as well. Oh, next year is going to be the best year for Doctor Who ever, in my humble opinion. Now, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Tune in to my breakdown of the teaser trailer we got for the 60th anniversary, but oh my god, what an episode. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell, it really helps me out. Also, stay tuned for our Doctor Who fan film Echo's Return, coming very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.